This may have been a prison, but it was far from ordinary. In fact, La Catedral was perhaps the most luxurious prison the world has ever seen, a fortress on a remote Colombian mountainside where Pablo Escobar, the most feared drug lord of his era, continued to live in comfort and power even behind bars, its walls hiding both extravagance and terror. From glamorous nightclubs where Escobar danced with Colombia's most beautiful women to horrifying torture chambers where enemies disappeared forever. And for years, the Colombian government went to great lengths to keep its true nature secret, portraying it as a symbol of victory in the war on drugs, while in reality it became the center of Escobar's empire. Each day inside reflected the contradictions of a man who was both family-loving and ruthless, beginning at 10 a.m. When Escobar lay in his cell, though cell is hardly the right word, on a king-size bed topped with Egyptian linen sheets, surrounded by million-dollar paintings, fine oak furniture, and wall-length bookshelves with a handcrafted blue ceramic tile artwork of the Virgin Mary behind his head, and a fully equipped workstation beside him so he could conduct cartel business as if he were in an office rather than in a penitentiary. Even in confinement, image mattered, and Escobar groomed obsessively, brushing his teeth for 45 minutes, checking his weight daily, and fussing over his appearance as though presentation could protect him from the enemies that lurked beyond the walls. By 11 a.m., he would leave for breakfast, passing down corridors lined with the rooms of his lieutenants, men whose cells were as lavish as his, furnished with circular beds and adorned with portraits of Escobar himself in place of crucifixes, reminders that he was both patron and deity within these walls. And on the way he would glance at framed wanted posters of himself and his cartel members proudly displayed as trophies, proof of his ability to defy the law. Though his kitchen and living quarters were newly outfitted with marble floors, shiny appliances, and elegant ornaments, he rarely ate alone, preferring instead to dine with his inner circle in the Grand Casino, a 500-square-meter hall filled with pool tables, gaming stations, and even motorbikes where marble desks and Italian leather furniture gave the illusion of a five-star hotel rather than a penal facility. His meals were prepared by private chefs who cooked traditional Colombian dishes: rice eggs, roast beef, fried plantains, arepas, beet salad, paired with glasses of milk. And his kitchen was stocked with industrial-grade equipment worth tens of thousands of dollars. A restaurant in the middle of a jungle prison. Escobar had chosen the site, carefully building La Catedral, high in the mountains near his boyhood haunts where he knew the terrain intimately, and he ensured that his family could live close by, installing a telescope outside his window to watch his wife Maria and their children Sebastian and Manuela at a nearby house, his daughter often calling him on the phone while peering through her binoculars, asking to visit the life-sized dollhouse built for her inside the compound, a surreal touch in a place that combined childish innocence with brutal violence. Throughout the day, Escobar ran his empire with the same efficiency as if he were free-issuing orders, holding meetings, and demanding tributes from his associates, paranoia growing as betrayals mounted his phone calls filled with threats and ultimatums. Like the one he made to Fernando Galeano, a former ally who failed to pay the $500,000 weekly tribute, Escobar demanded a mistake that would soon cost him his life. Despite the fear and the violence simmering beneath the surface, the prison was also a playground for the elite, hosting soccer matches on a professional-grade pitch so well lit that residents of Medellin miles away could tell when games were played. And in one legendary instance, Diego Maradona and Colombian goalkeeper René Higuita came to play a private match with Escobar with the drug lord himself, scoring several goals, afterwards retreating to the casino hall for celebrations that blended sport, crime, and politics in one surreal evening. Nights in La Catedral often dissolved into lavish parties, with music, whiskey, champagne, and women, Escobar at the center, dancing, drinking, or observing with a satisfied smile, the compound echoing with laughter and cigar smoke, yet even at the height of revelry, Tension always lingered as Escobar's mood could turn at any moment, and behind the casino's walls lay the infamous torture chamber, stark and cold, where disobedient associates met grisly ends, and on one such night, as music boomed and guests danced, Escobar slipped away with his men to confront Galiano. Summoning him into the chamber and sealing his fate with a simple order, his execution carried out swiftly while the party continued as if nothing had happened, a chilling reminder that betrayal was always fatal in Escobar's world. The duality of La Catedral was its essence, opulent luxury masking ruthless violence, a gilded cage that was in fact a fortress of power, where Escobar mocked Colombian and international authorities by installing prison bars as decoration in his casino, a symbolic gesture that said he was untouchable, even in supposed captivity. Yet his dominance could not last forever, for every murder and every betrayal united more enemies against him, from rival cartels to politicians and international agencies. And by July 1992, the Colombian government, outraged at Galiano's killing, demanded Escobar's transfer to a higher security prison, a move he would not allow. As the army approached, Escobar escaped with ease, slipping through a hole in the poorly built fence, vanishing into the jungle he knew so well, ending his supposed imprisonment after only 13 months, leaving La Catedral behind as both a monument to his hubris and a testament to the state's complicity. His freedom, however, was short-lived though he evaded capture for another year and a half, continuing to orchestrate his empire while hunted relentlessly in December 1993, he was finally cornered in a Medellin safe house, chased across rooftops by a special police unit until a bullet struck his head, killing him instantly at the age of 44, bringing an end to the reign of El Patron. La Catedral itself did not outlast him by much. Its walls gradually dismantled by looters searching for treasure, its structures falling into ruin until little remained, and by the late 1990s, the site was repurposed into a monastery and nursing home for impoverished senior citizens, transforming a palace of sin and blood into a place of prayer and healing, though the ghosts of its history could never be fully erased. And today, the story of Escobar's prison remains one of the most surreal chapters in criminal history, a reminder of how wealth and terror can twist the very notion of justice, and how one man managed to turn punishment into privilege until paranoia, betrayal, and violence caught up with him at last, ending both his empire and the myth of his invincibility, leaving only the ruins of La Catedral and the memory of a time when the world's most dangerous man lived like a king inside his own prison.